Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Duda Rock Albert.
This episode of Still Got Game is brought to you by ThinkGeek and the Craft Beer Club. Hey now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Still Got Game, episode 362. Still Got Game is the official podcast of ToolToPlay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Roger Hitman Roken.
What is going on, Hit? You stepped up again.
I know.
Yes.
There's a lot of stepping up going on lately.
I know. And nobody's doing their own roles except for me. I always do my own role, but...
And I've realized I don't think I've seen Duty in like 2 months at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be because 2 weeks ago when we did our last show, I hadn't seen him in a month. We figured that out when the show was starting. So it has to be probably longer for you because Tiff ran some of those on as producer. So
yeah, on my vacation. Yes.
Been a while. Yeah, we've had a lot of overlapping vacations, work stuff, you name it. But yeah, tonight Tiff is not here. She is gone, and Jay is not here. So Hit is producing as well as co-hosting. So he is doing double duty tonight, and he's going to. He wanted to do a disclaimer before the show, but I told him he's got this shit down. So no worries, piece of cake. He's got it. Right, Hit?
Disclaimer, totally don't blame me if this is a bad... No, we're fine. All
right, well, why don't we just jump into the show proper, and we'll start off with feedback from last week's show. Remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Grand Freak comments. Funny show last week. Any idea when all four of you will be back in the same episode? Well, it's not tonight. That is definitely not the night.
It's not next week either, I don't think, right? It's E3. I don't know. Are we gonna do a I was gonna ask you, are we even gonna do a show next week? Because it leads right into the PlayStation, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to play it by ear. So either there'll be a show next week and maybe we'll all be there, or we would all be there obviously after E3, I would assume. So the next show, whenever it is, I assume all four of us will be there, Grand Freak. Yes. So, all right. And Stasia comments, no other podcast is better than yours. I can now say that I have literally listened to every single episode, and I only discovered your show last year. Call me a fan.
Nice. That's
an impressive amount of listening.
Yeah, that's impressive. Wow. I've watched all the episodes. I mean, I've listened to all the episodes too, but like over years, I couldn't imagine jam packing that all into 1 year.
Yeah. Spreading them over 10 years is much easier than spreading them over one.
Yeah, that's hardcore. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes,
that's awesome.
But thank you, Stasia. We definitely like having you on board and like having a fan. All right, and last but not least, Rick Stevens 88 comments. After seeing how much fun you guys have live, I just recently started watching in addition to my longtime listening habit. Do you think you'll ever start taking live calls? Thanks.
Is that a question for me or?
I don't know if it's like technologically we could do it. It's whether we're dumb enough to do it is the question.
Yeah, technologically I can get it up and running. I don't know about like the aesthetics of it. Like you're worried about like what the person might say.
Yeah, we don't have like a 3-second delay to.
I mean, really, we don't care about the video version. Like it's the audio version that will get edited at the end anyway.
That's true. They're like "fuck you," and on the audio version, it's like
you're
all
awesome. Right, we can just cut that, whatever.
Yeah.
But technologically, yeah, I can set it up where we can take calls. I have some ideas with like Discord and shit, but it's possible. It's up to you guys though.
Yeah, so let us know if that's something you'd be interested in. You'd obviously have to make some time in your schedule on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, which obviously not many of you do. But if you wanted to do that, we could definitely consider taking some live calls.
I mean, in the past, we've had voicemails like Selden.
No one's left a voicemail in a while.
Record something on your own time and send it, email it on your own time.
Yeah, that way you always sound pro.
Yeah, we'll always throw it in.
Yeah.
Whenever we get one, we always throw it in. So yeah.
Yep.
Feel free.
Awesome. All right. Well, if any of you have some awesome feedback like Grand Freak Stasia and Rick Stevens 88, give us a call 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooledtoplay.com. And in that, we'll hop on over into what we're playing. Hit, what have you been playing this week?
Oh shit! I didn't think you were gonna go to me right away. What did I write down? What have I been playing? Oh yeah, okay. These are just reminders. H1Z1 with my buddies. I still keep playing that. We get wins every a few times a week. So chugging along on H1. I've actually branched out a little bit. I've tried PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, nice. How's that?
Gave that a little try. I like it. It's a direct competitor H1, and now that I've had a chance to actually play it, I can actually tell what the other does better than the other, and vice versa.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's a good game. It has its flaws, it has its pros, but yeah, no, I like it so far. So I think there's enough room for both of them. So I'll play both back and forth. They offer two different things sometimes.
Nice.
Pokemon Go. Just got my second last Pokemon that I needed. I got the stupid metal coat. Ugh. Yeah. They really drive me nuts. I got that yesterday. And then my favorite game of all time right now, Friday the 13th.
Wow. What do you play? What platform are you playing on?
I'm on PC. If anyone wants to check out my Twitch channel, I've been streaming it, as well as my Mixer channel. I've been streaming it in FTL on there. I freaking love that game. It is a lot of fun. I don't know if you've tried it.
I haven't played yet, but I've heard good things about it.
So much fun, especially if you play with a group of buddies. It's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. I like it.
Now, you usually play as Jason, or you play as one of the counselor guys?
You don't really get to choose. Okay. It's randomized, but I have played as Jason a couple times, and one time that I played as him, I killed everybody. I was pro.
Nice.
The real Jason would have been proud of me. That's how good I was. But yeah, I love that game. It's only $40. I think they did a really good job. Yeah. Those are my games.
I've heard nothing but good stuff about it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I can't wait for them to add DLC and see where they might be able to take this game outside of Jason. I could see them doing Freddy versus Jason DLC. There's so much they could do. I like it.
Yeah, it could be very wide open that way.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I haven't played a whole lot this week. I played a teeny bit of Overwatch and some Pokemon Go because I was obviously away in Vegas this past week. So not a lot of video games for me unless you count anything at a casino. But other than that, I'm looking forward to get back in the swing of things, play some Overwatch later tonight, and probably a shitload more this week.
When you were at the casino, did you play the crane game? Did they have that there?
They did not.
That little
where you go over and you catch them.
Yeah, stacks of money. That's what I was doing on my ship the whole time in the casino.
The only place I've ever seen those crane games with the money are on cruise ships. I've never seen those.
Oh, really?
That's
and they had another.
Casinos on ships have them, but nowhere else.
They had another game that we were playing on the ship a lot. Was it was a key that went left and right, and then you have to go up
the thing.
Yeah, you have to go in.
Yep.
I helped some guy win $800. He walked up, put his money in, screwed up right away. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, this is how you do it. This is how you play. Puts in another $1, wins.
Nice.
That was the highlight of my trip.
Yeah, usually those two games you always see in a normal arcade for kids, and they have tickets and shit in them. The only place I've ever seen them repurposed with money in them is on cruise ships.
Casinos, yeah.
And I don't know why it's not in other casinos, but it definitely there's something enticing about looking into that little glass box and being like, holy shit, there's a lot of money in there. I'd like some of that, but
yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I guess we'll keep the show moving. And on that, we will jump into the new releases. And this is obviously, since we're pre-E3 here, it's a really light week of new releases. The only, aside from there's the Morrowind expansion for Elder Scrolls Online that's coming out this week, but we're not going to talk about that. So the only major new release out this week is a multi-platform release, and it's Dirt 4. And this is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. This is the 12th game in Codemasters' popular Colin McRae Rally series of racing games. It features 5 rally locations and cars from 1980s through the present, so a whole barrage of vehicles for you to choose from. One of the biggest new features added to the game this time they call Your Stage, and I'm putting that in quotes because that's what they do. And basically it allows you to specify some parameters and settings for how you want your rally stage to be. I want some dirt, I want some water, I want it to be hilly, I want it to be flat, I want this, that. I want winter weather, whatever you want, and it can actually procedurally generate these rally stages. So basically, despite the ones that are already built into the game, you can actually have kind of an unlimited number of rally stages since they're just procedurally built after that. Graphically, the game looks pretty amazing, which you'd expect at this point. We're multiple years into this console cycle, so people are really starting to leverage the hardware. There's no early reviews out for it yet, but these games consistently get in the high 8s and low 9s, and I would expect it to be around there. It's not my kind of game, but I know people love this kind of shit.
Nice. Yeah, never played these games. I got nothing.
Yeah, they sell, but I don't know anyone that plays them. I just don't understand. All right. Well, that wraps up the giant pre-E3 new releases, because it's really weird to release a game just before E3, but someone's got to do it, and we'll go from there. And I guess on that, we will hop on over into gaming news, where we have another slow news week pre-E3. All right, hit first story!
All right, first story. Hopefully I do a good job here. Nintendo Switch online service delayed until 2018, and this is via Gamasutra. The Nintendo Switch Premium Online service won't be arriving this autumn as originally planned, with Nintendo choosing a delaying the launch until 2018. Nintendo broke the news on its official website, but didn't explain why the launch date was being pushed back. The service, simply called the Nintendo Switch Online at this point, let players organize and play online multiplayer matches with voice chatting with their friends using a smartphone. A free trial version of the app will be made available this summer, and will also let players invite friends play on what? This doesn't make any sense. And will also let players invite their friends to play online and set play appointments. Now, what do we think about this, Derek?
I think it's dumb. I think that you can't delay this. This is the one thing you needed to start right off the bat. You can't push this out any further. I don't know. It just seems silly. And I've seen the dongle that you use to connect to your. Have you seen the dongle at all that you're going to buy? Hit?
No.
Yeah, it looks like a squid, and it has two RCA jacks.
Yes. I saw this.
Yeah, one half of it goes to your headset, one half goes to the phone.
Now, isn't that just specifically for Splatoon? Like, isn't that something they're selling? Like, it's not something required. I could be wrong. I'm asking.
It's required if you want your voice chat and your audio to be mixed in the headset at the same time.
Yeah, but can't I use like I already have this problem solved because I'm going to be using Astros, but like I should be able to plug everything in where it needs to, and it should work.
You might be able to take the line out of the Astros and take it into the microphone jack, maybe.
Let's not get technical.
Yeah,
yeah. It's not required, right? That's all I want to know.
You technically could have your phone on speakerphone and play that way. Yes,
okay. What do I think about this? I'm not surprised. I think they should be doing this if it's not ready. I didn't think they were going to give us enough time in the first place when they announced that the app would come out in the summer, and then come fall it was going to be paid. Like, it seemed like a short window.
Yep.
At least this way, we have more time to properly get the kinks out of this.
You're basically beta testing it at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. I fully expect this app to be something like a Discord. Like as a friends list, we can get into chat with each other. You can invite your friends to the Discord there.
Mm.
I'm assuming that's what this app is going to be, and if it's not ready, then if it can't do those things that they say
Yeah.
it's supposed to do, then yeah, they shouldn't release it. But I don't think this is bad because the app is still coming out in the summer. As long as they're delaying that,
No,
the app is still going to come out. It's not going to be a full version until later. So it's going to be work in progress for a while.
But it's also tough to sell people on something when the thing you're showing them isn't what it's actually going to be. So when people are like, "Oh, you have a Switch? What's the online like?" And then you show them your beta version of the app and it blows, and they're like, "Fuck that! I'll save my money for a Scorpio or something else." But
yeah, I totally agree. But like you also see from the other point of view where Splatoon's coming out this summer. It's a multiplayer game. It needs to have chat. They can't launch Splatoon without something. So at least we're getting this for the summer. It'll be free. It'll give us enough time to figure out if we actually really want to purchase this service. $20 US. I think that's what the price is, right? That seems pretty good to me. Like
it's definitely cheap, but
it's cheap.
Really, all they're offering are that voice chat, and then you get the retro games along with it. But for $20 a year, maybe that's not a bad deal.
Oh, by the way, there's more to this story that I didn't talk about. Why
I know. You jumped right to the what do you think? So I rolled with you, Hit. But yeah, there was tons of the story you skipped.
Should I keep going?
You can go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Oh man, what? Oh, you know why? It's because it's in between the two pages. I'm like, what the? Okay. All right. Here we go. You can just edit this later. All right. Beyond that, Switch Online subscribers will get access to classic game selection that feature retro hits like Super Mario Bros. 3, Balloon Fight, Dr. Mario, and will be able to take advantage of exclusive deals and discounts on the Nintendo eShop. Because of the delay, Nintendo account holders will be able to play compatible co-op and competitive multiplayer games for free until the service launches in 2018. That said, Nintendo has stressed that after the free trial has ended, most games will require a paid subscription to play online. As for how much the service will actually cost, Nintendo will be offering 3 different subscription tiers through an annual plan that will cost $20 a year. What are our thoughts? Rewind that from like 5 minutes ago. So to continue what we were saying about before, having access to those games like Super Mario Brothers, not really. I'm not caring about that. Like,
they didn't pick even the best of the Super Mario.
Like
pick 3. Like,
it seemed like a weird 3. The $20, like I said before, I think it's a fair price.
Considering we pay 50 or 60 for other services.
Yeah. I fully expect, like, say, Splatoon to get updated once this system becomes paid, and then I won't be able to use that. None of this surprises me. I don't think it's that bad. It's not surprising. It's a Nintendo, for crying out loud.
It's probably good too that they're shaking out the online stuff and the chat with one of their first party games instead of and have something vetted out so that way you can sell this as a viable option to third parties, because right now third party stuff is still pretty weak on the Switch, and especially for multiplayer stuff. And if you want to be able to sell that in, you need to show these developers that it's worthwhile to port it over. Like, yeah, people can play your multiplayer game and chat with each other like they do on every other platform they have for 15 years. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But you will be the first guinea pig coming soon. You'll download this and try it out and let us all know.
I'm actually very curious how this app works. Like I've already talked to people at Astro to figure out how to figure out a way to hook up the Astros to the Switch and have everything working properly. So I want my hands on this to see how it works.
Nice,
because it's a weird system.
I know. Anytime you need a phone to hook to your console, it's fucking weird.
It's weird. It's weird. All right.
Next story.
All right, next story. Xbox Netflix style game service is now available. This story is via Joystick and Gadgets. Microsoft has kept its promise to add more backwards compatibility to the Xbox One and enabling owners to play select Xbox 360 titles on the new machine. But it's the console's Game Pass that shows the most promise, a Netflix-style monthly subscription service giving access to old and new games. While Xbox Live Gold members got early access last week, Game Pass is now live for anyone with an Xbox One. For $10 a month, players can download any of the 100 titles at launch, including newish Halo 5 Guardians, Payday 2, NBA 2K16, and the classics like Soul Calibur 2 and Banjo-Kazooie. If that expense seems pricey on top of the Xbox Live subscription, Microsoft is offering a 14-day free trial to see if this is a service for you and its catalog is right for you. So, Derek, what are our thoughts? What do you think about this? Do you already have the subscription?
I have not tried my free trial yet, but I'll tell you, I think that this is. We said it when they first announced it, and now that I've seen the way that it launched, I think this is fantastic. It's not for people like us. It's not for people that are uniquely focused on one or two games that are AAA titles that they pick up a couple times a year. But for that kid that's getting an Xbox for Christmas to stack on the $10 fee on top of that and instantly have 100 games. Maybe they're not the newest games, but you instantly have this entire game library for $10 a month. It's a no-brainer. It seems like a really great deal. I don't know. And especially having the 2-week trial where you can try it out and see what you like. Like you can imagine around Christmas time, some kid gets the Xbox, the parents get the Xbox and Xbox Live, and you do your 2-week free trial, and all of a sudden you get 100 different games to play instead of maybe the one or two you got for Christmas. It's like having an instant game library, and I think it's well worth the money for that subset of people. And I think that subset is probably more than half the people that have Xboxes. So I think it's a great deal.
Yeah, I think it's a great deal. I don't think it's something that I'm going to be using. I've looked at the list of the 100 titles. I already have most of them. I don't. Any of the ones that I want to play aren't there anyway on that list. But I could see it for somebody that just got an Xbox, like this, like all of a sudden you have 100 games to be able to play. Like that's freaking awesome. I think it's great. I hope that the titles like increase over time, or they rotate the games kind of like Netflix.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. They said they're going to rotate stuff in and out.
So that'll be good. As to how often they rotate it, that also is up for debate. I'm not sure if they've talked about it, but yeah, I like this. This is cool. I just wish they would throw the Xbox Anywhere. I wish some of these titles I could play on the PC. That would be nice.
The Play Anywhere stuff.
Yeah, like if all of a sudden Payday 2, like I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tougher thing because then they have to negotiate with the individual publisher. It's really easy for them to do for their first party titles, but for the third party ones, I think it's going to be a while before we see that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because I've just been playing on PC
lately.
But yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice.
Yeah, but it's brand new and there's plenty of time for them to update this and see how it plays out.
True, it's true.
All right, next story.
All right, next story. This is this week's What the Fuck story. Rime goes DRM free after hackers cracked the game in days. The story is via Joystick and Gadget. That didn't take long. Rime developer Tequila Works promised earlier this week that it would remove Denuvo, the anti-tampering DRM system on the Windows version of Rime, if someone cracked it. Just 5 days later, and that's already happened, and the makers have already released an update that's DRM free. What? Did that make sense? I'm not sure.
Yeah, just 5 days later, and that's already happened, and the makers have already released an update that's DRM free.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Interestingly, the developer tweeted saying its publisher was the one promising to make the game DRM free if cracked. That tweet has since been deleted. Cracker Baldwin published a workaround yesterday, less than a week since Rime's release. The makers themselves assumed it would take a few weeks before someone found a workaround to the anti-tampering code. Steam's users demanded that the game should have been DRM security, the resource hogging Denuvo, removed. Many players have noted that Rime's DRM is slowing save games' load speeds as the software checks to see if you're running a legit copy of the game. Game publisher Grey Box Game publisher Graybox Cody Bradley claimed that Denuvo could cause a small performance hit, saying the team applied it after seeing piracy rates for games similar to Rime. The studio maintains that any game cracks can create quality problems with the title, but has already made good on its promise. On both Steam forums and its official site, it told gamers that the new update, out now, will replace the current build of Rime with one that does not contain Denuvo. I hope I've been saying that right. Denuvo?
Yeah, it's Denuvo. Yeah.
All right.
This is pretty awesome. Like, so I don't know if you followed any of this, but Denuvo is one of those more people do not like this DRM because it's very aggressive on system resources, especially on lower end machines, and it's constantly doing these checks at various points. And in the case of Rime, it's every time something saves or something loads from the save. And it's a big CPU hog at that point where it's like, do you have a valid copy? You do have a valid copy, but it's a lot slower than that. So having this restrictive DRM, people wanted it gone right away, and they complained to the developer and the publisher. And they said, well, we need our DRM, but you know what? When someone cracks it, I guess we'll remove it. And then boom, 5 days later, it's gone. So it goes to show you give some people incentive and they'll step up their speed, definitely. But
all the time, you never tell someone to do something, not to do something, because then they're going to go do it.
Oh, that's the incentive to go ahead and bust out.
Like that's how Donald Trump became president. Don't vote for him. Everybody voted for him.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's people always think as soon as you put up a challenge, people want to accept that challenge. And this guy, Bald Man, busted out in less than a week, and it's good to see that they stepped up and followed through with their thing that said, wait, once it's cracked, we'll just get rid of it. But the days of DRM are just so long gone. Like, if you make a good game, you don't need DRM. Games are so cheap now, especially on the PC, that's the beauty of the Steam sale and PC pricing versus console pricing. Like, there's so many incentives just to go buy the game. Like, think about when people used to steal music. When music was expensive to download and buy, people pirated all the time. But now it's so cheap. Whether you're either buying like a all-you-can-eat buffet like Apple Music or whatever, or you're buying songs for 99 cents, like, it's not worth the hassle to go steal it when it's so cheap. And that's kind of how the PC is now. But some of these guys just can't wrap their head around it. And they're like, well, we sold, 1 million copies of our game, but 200,000 more were pirated. Well, you know what? Those 200,000 people that didn't buy it probably aren't going to buy it either way. If it has DRM and they can't steal it, they're still not going to buy it. They were just added bonus guys. So I don't know. This is just, it's awesome news and it's weird news, but I like when these guys say something dumb and then people take advantage of it.
Yeah, I love that. Making them eat their own words. Like, I wonder if he said that because he just gave up. He's like, just hack it, and when it's hacked, it's free. Like,
yeah, like just tired of dealing with Twitter complaints.
I don't know. It's dumb.
Yep.
All right. What? How does it go?
D Smooth. What do you think of that?
All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Cut. All right. We're gonna edit this. All right, D Smooth. What do you think of the story?
This story has me saying, what the fuck? And on that, why don't we hop on over to the mailbag and voicemails and Alcius's Corner. Altius asks, what are your thoughts on the new see, now I pulled a Hitman.
Yeah, it's passing. I'm passing it to you.
What are your thoughts on the new PS4 Pro E3 price cut rumors? Would it be enough to combat the Scorpio? So I've heard these rumors as well, where people are expecting the PS4 Pro to get this big price cut at E3 because obviously Sony doesn't have anything to compete with the Scorpio at this point. The PS4 Pro is like middle school compared to college that is the Scorpio. But even if they cut the price, like there's rumors of a $50 or $100 price cut, I still don't know if it... That's not just because something's cheaper doesn't mean it competes with something that's so much better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, this news to me, like, is this really a rumor? Like, are these actual rumors or just common sense from people? Like, I think this is like, I expected this to happen. The moment they announced Scorpio, I'm like, oh, E3, they're gonna come out with a counter of it, their Pro being $100 cheaper, or 50, whatever the price ends up being. That's their only move. The other move is to announce like a PS4
A PlayStation
Pro
5.
2. Yeah, like that's the only move, and that's not happening. They're not. Yeah, sorry, they had two moves. PS5 or a new version of the Pro that's even better. I don't know.
Yeah,
They couldn't have done anything. This is the only thing they could have done. This makes total sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if you were to do like a Pro 2 or a 5 right now, then you legitimately just fucked over all of your super fans that bought this Pro not 6 months ago. Like, that can't be a thing. So the only thing you can do to try to fight and keep your market dominance is to drop the price. But then you're dropping the price on. It'd be like, well, Ataris are now $20. You can get an Atari or you can get a Scorpio. Like, they're not in the same league. You can't, just because one's cheaper doesn't mean that it's an alternative to say that. But I don't know. I think the Scorpio is just going to come out of the gate, balls out, whip its stick on the table, and people are just going to be like, holy shit, that beast is huge. And the PS4 Pro is just going to have its little wrinkled, little shriveled dick and have to go pack it up in the corner and be like, yeah, I do some 4K stuff and I up-res. I don't know. I still feel like the PS4 Pro is just barely one step above the Xbox One S, whereas the Scorpio is the entire different beast altogether. So, maybe I'll venture to say the price cut is definitely coming, but I don't think it's going to be effective. That's my
I don't think it's I agree with you. All right, next question.
All right, Sarah's ass. It's either Sarah's ass or Sarah Sass ass.
I'm gonna go with Sarah Sass. Yeah.
You mentioned that none of you are going to E3 this year, but I live for your 4-hour E3 episodes. Any possibility of you watching the press event streams and other coverage and doing an episode for us this year? I could watch them myself, but the best part is your opinions. Thanks.
Yes.
I'll do a show. I'm going to watch all this shit anyway, so I'll talk about it on an episode.
I think we're planning on doing an episode or later.
I'm assuming this means later because in order to do all of the press conferences, like that takes up at least 3 days. So I would assume she just means she wants our normal show, even though we're not going, which is fine because we're all probably going to absorb all this content anyway.
Yeah, like the only difference this time would be Derek and Tiff wouldn't be recounting everything they've seen when they were there.
Yeah, that'll shorten the show a little bit.
No, I don't think so. I think we could still keep like a long episode. We would just have to talk about all the press conferences.
Yeah. And then any other stuff any other coverage that we've seen about stuff that wasn't in press conferences. Yeah, I would say
we could do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to end up doing anyway.
Yeah, we were definitely going to have an episode after E3, and we were definitely going to talk about what was from E3. And I'm pretty sure we're probably going to run longer than usual with that episode. So yeah, I think Sarah's ass or Sarah Sass, you can definitely expect that from the crew, and all four of us will be talking about it. And I see Selden in chat saying he's going to miss the Pachter Party recap, and no one's going to miss the Pachter Party more than me, Selden. If there was a way I could just fly out just for Pachter's Party and then fly back, I totally would, because it is literally my favorite part of the year. It's better than Christmas. Okay, you don't even know.
They need to make teleporters, man.
Yeah, I know. It'd be awesome. Just beam in, see Pachter, beam out. But unfortunately, there's lots of family stuff involved this week, lots of scheduling issues and everything else. But not to mention, I'd like to say that I'm really boycotting E3 because they're letting the public in, but there's also some family conflict. So one way or another, whichever way it works. But yeah, next year we'll be back in full force, and hopefully we can get the full crew back out there again, and we'll cover E3 the way we were meant to, which is way above our pay grade. But this year we'll do a recap show on basically the footage that we see. And I would actually venture to say that sometimes when you guys are at home watching the streams of the coverage, you're probably getting more out of the stream than those of us that are there in the audience, because sometimes we're just in the middle of the hype and we're missing things. We're trying to take notes and it's loud and we're in the dark and there's all kinds of hoopla involved. So maybe the stream is a decent way to pull this coverage in. So I guess we'll have to see this year how it all works out.
But what I've always wanted to do, I don't think you can do it now. Well, you couldn't even do it anyway, but copyright infringement. I've always wanted to do like a live like Google Hangout / we all watch the press conferences together kind of thing.
Would you be rebroadcasting the conference?
See, that's the thing.
That's the part where it gets questioned.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be able to actually show the conferences themselves. Yeah. Which because of DRM, which sucks. Not that I've ever tried it or got an account banned that way. Never happened. But the other way would be just like a camera on all of us, Google Hangout. Well, and that just seems lame. Like you need to have the show.
Yeah. Now see if like the new stuff with Mixer would be nice, where you could have a bunch of people if they made their press, like just take the Xbox press conference for example.
No, you can't even do that.
If they made theirs publicly available for you to put in the group chat stuff on Mixer, that would be awesome. Then you could have their press conference in one corner and you could have 3 other people. But because right now it's like an invite and accept thing, obviously they're not going to accept everybody's invites to join their co-stream.
Right.
But if there was some way to do that, that would be pretty excellent. And that's gives Microsoft the hand up right there. Then you get to have 3 pundits talk about what's up in the fourth corner, which would be their press event. So
right.
Take that as a note, Mixer. Do that in the future.
Back in the day was the PS3. They used to have this thing called Home. Do you remember this?
Yep.
And they used to have a theater at home, and people go watch the Sony press conferences from there.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of cool. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely different ways to do it. Think about back when Netflix was on the 3 shitty, and you could go join a party with your friends and go watch Netflix, and your little avatars would walk in and they would sit down in the theater, and then Netflix would be on the screen. Like some things, like sometimes people like that cooperative stuff, and that would be another way to do it. Just have kind of this audience like that. That definitely is more the Mystery Science Theater 3000 style. Selden, like that's just seeing the little silhouettes, which is what they did with Netflix on the 360, and even that's a cool way to do it, as long as you can hear your people talk about what they're watching. But yeah, there's plenty of ways, but unfortunately right now the definite copyright infringement thing would be prohibited.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely do a show and we'll definitely talk about it.
For sure.
All right. And then someone added a question here.
Yeah. Some guy named Hitman has a question. There's no graphics for it, so I'll just read it out loud.
Go right ahead.
I just wanted to know. By the way, it's my question. What are our E3 predictions? I kind of just want to do this quick. So just give us one each. We'll do one prediction that we think is going to happen, or we want, or whatever.
All right.
So you go first.
All right. So I think that even though we've seen it in the past, I think Crackdown 3 is going to be announced as the first full bore 4K title for the Scorpio, and play anywhere on the PC in 4K as well.
So you're saying they're going to open the show with Crackdown?
I'm saying that they're going to
it's a Scorpio and blah blah blah,
and it's going to be cross-platform play.
Okay.
That's my prediction, because
that's a good
really
one.
If you're equalizing the field, people want this cross-platform playback, and I think that's a perfect title to do it on.
Okay. All right. Here's mine. For some reason, people think that I'm crazy for thinking this. Like, I've given this out to a couple of people already. My prediction is that towards the end of the show, or at some point after they show the meat of the Scorpio titles, that they're gonna do. There'll be something Halo there. I think. I think it'll be Halo 6. I think it'll be a teaser cinematic trailer only. I think it'll say that it's a Scorpio title and it's coming in like fall holiday 2018. That's what people think it's too early for a Halo 6, but I don't think so. I think this is perfect for teaser territory.
Yeah, they've already said there's no Halo title this year,
right. Right.
But you need to remind people that Halo's your flagship property, and you need to remind them that it's only on Xbox, or this time maybe it's on Scorpio and PC.
Scorpio.
Maybe it also gets the cross-play.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely I didn't maybe I forgot to mention that, but yeah, it's definitely Play Anywhere. But yeah, I think that's what that's my prediction.
Yep.
My other prediction would be, and this is for every E3, is that they announce Half-Life 3, but it's never going to happen. But that's just a default. That's a default prediction.
Well, especially where this year, you heard the news about Half-Life 3, where the last original Half-Life 2 developer finally left Valve this year. So now there's no one from the original team left. So my hopes for Half-Life 3 confirmed become lower and lower each and every year that passes. But you never know.
You figure that all the older employees were working with the newer, and
they just passed on their knowledge.
Yeah, they passed everything on.
They're like,
because they've been working on
Half-Life 3. This is what the storyline should be.
Yes. I know they've definitely been working on it. So something that must have been passed along. Hopefully,
it would be nice. All right. Well, we get some awesome feedback there from Altia, Sarah's Ass, and Hitman, who's also on the show and also producing the show. But if you need awesome feedback like that, give us a call, 773-527-2961. You can also comment on this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors! Remember, by supporting our sponsors, you help support Still Got Game. So we got two sponsors that don't pay us, but we still talk about it anyway. They're Think Geek and the Craft Beer Club. Everybody shops at Think Geek. I know I shop there all the time. All we need you to do is, instead of going to thinkgeek.com, just go to toolplay.com/geek and do your shopping that way. You will get their best deals. You'll still be able to buy from ThinkGeek. Nothing will change for you except you will help us out. And some of you out there, out of our giant, vast audience, definitely buy stuff from ThinkGeek. So stop fucking us. Just go to toolplay.com/geek, help us out, buy through them that way. Done. Now, the Craft Beer Club, that's a little more complex. Not everybody buys Beer of the Month subscription for themselves or someone else. But when you do, if you go to toolplay.com/beer, you will get the Craft Beer Club's best possible subscription deal. They'll send some free pint glasses and some other shit along with it. So whether you're going to get yourself like 3 months or a year of craft beer that's hand-selected, hand-chosen, or you're going to get it as a gift for someone else, a beer lover in your family, fuck it. Go to toolplay.com/beer. Don't go to Craft Beer Club directly. You will get their best possible deal, and you will help us out. So once again, toolplay.com/geek. and tooltoplay.com/beer. And if you're a real person that really wants to sponsor us, real company, you want to actually pay us instead of being like, we hawk your shit and maybe you give us money if you get enough shit from us, we'd like you to sponsor us. And if you want to do that, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@toolplay.com. You tell us what you want to sell. We'll tell you you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/tool to play. Everything podcast related is at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the fucking internet, got everything that's fucking holy. I'm at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And I'm at twitter.com/IsaacHitman.
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/tool to play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/IsaacHitman.
We also have a YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/tool to play. That is where all of Tool to Play's archive video content goes, whether it's episodes of this show, whether it's episodes of Thick and Thin with LB, Duty, and Hitman, whether it's Hits Quick Hits, which Hit did promise was coming back at the Switch launch and then fucked you all. Just to remind you, he did promise on this show. We can take out a soundbite if we needed to, but we won't because he'll admit that he fucked you. But that show's on there as well. Tiff's immature interviews, just random gameplay footage we have, unboxings, whatever. It all goes to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/tool to play. So go there, subscribe, and you can soak in our vast archive of video content. We also remind you, please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews. We could use some comments as well. So go to iTunes, search up Still Got Game, drop a little 5-star bomb on there. Quick and easy, takes less than a second. Boom, 5-star bomb. You want to spend an extra 2 or 3 seconds? Write something nice. D-Smooth's handsome as fuck. Oh my God, his blue eyes are dreamy. I get lost in them every episode. Whatever. Just something factual like that. And give us 5 stars, write something nice. And it would definitely help us out. Last but not least, we also have the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/tooltoplay. That is where we're broadcasting to our vast audience right now. It is where we do all of our live streaming. I stream games almost every night of the week. I stream them to my own channel, and I stream them to the Tool to Play channel. And That is where you can find all of Tool Play's live video content. Whether it's episodes of this show, whether it's gameplay, whether it's whatever, that is where you can find it. And there's a couple of buttons on that page. One says follow. Definitely follow us there, and you'll be notified whenever we go live. But there's another button there. And it's called subscribe. And that's where you can pay us a small amount, $5 a month. And that goes directly to us. That's like showing your love for the show. So if you do love the show, go there and click subscribe, and boom, $5, less than 2 cups of coffee a month, depending on the coffee you get. If you get like a iced venti black eye with 3 shots of espresso in it, well, then it's the same price as 1 cup of coffee a month. But whatever it is, you know what? $5, not a big deal. Subscribe. But if you're a cheapskate, or you just don't like to spend money, or you don't love us enough to spend $5, and you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, well, then you're also a Twitch Prime subscriber. And for free, once a month, you can pick any one Twitch channel you want, and you can subscribe to them using your Twitch Prime subscription. And it doesn't cost you anything, but it counts as you giving the $5. Now, the catch is you have to redo this each and every month because, they don't want everybody picking things once and then, for the rest of their lives paying out $5 a month. But it takes just a little bit of time on your part, costs you nothing, and you can help the show out. So whether you're going to subscribe with your actual money because you love us, or with your Twitch money because your Amazon Prime money because you love us a little less, but you still love us, do it either way. So follow if you must, subscribe if you can. And before we wrap up, I want to remind you all, you can join us each and every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/tooledtoplay. And on that, why don't we wrap this fucking Hitman Kicked Ass episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Roger Hitman Roken.
We will all be back the next episode, we promise.
Double promise.
Triple.